Good evening and welcome to the White Wave Views broadcast tonight, the WWVB, coming to you live from Auckland, New Zealand by Eddie Morrison. That's me.
Okay, hi there. I've just quickly come on because I received something on email, and honestly, this is the kind of thing that makes my blood boil. What are you going to do if you're going to bring racial stuff into every industry? Everybody's going to be racially and politically activated. It's wrong. And this is why our country is going to the ruin. Everything was working well, okay, when I was growing up. And all of this stuff that's come in is just like a big wrecking ball. I've received this email because I've become a carer for my mother, okay, and you can receive, rather than have a stranger coming into the home, you can receive some funding for caring on certain levels, like outside a dementia level and that sort of thing, okay? So I went through all this process of doing all the paperwork, and then I get this, okay? And this is from the New Zealand Health, their home care portal, okay, where you do your timesheets and things like that. So it's got commemorating Waitangi Day, complete the e-learning and win. So this is bribery. Okay, now because we know that most of the carers and the people that work in the health industry now are foreigners, right? The immigrants, they come here and they don't know anything about our history. They don't know about the treaty, and they don't know that there is a culture war and an argument and a debate going on about it. Okay, why have the Maoris been dominating all of this for 50 years and we haven't had a word in? Okay, these treaty workshops that they've had for 50 years have indoctrinated everybody into lies. And everybody's confused about our history, and it's wrong. It's wrong what's happening here. Okay, and it needs to stop. Commemorating Waitangi Day, complete the e-learning and win. Knowing that you belong to a team who is committed to and acknowledges the place of Te Tiriti o Waitangi, and in the support we provide to our communities. Means that we are all playing an active part in enabling people to live their best lives. So without the Maorification, you can't live your best life. You just need to know about what they think, and that needs to be pushed into every sector. This is what I call racial bullying. Okay, this is a big part of what we mean by good to belong. We're in this together. Watch this video below and learn more about Te Tiriti o Waitangi. Okay, so in every portal of every institution is these links to the Maori worldview, the one-sided view of our history that is being indoctrinated into everybody's mind, and this is just nothing less than Nazi mind control programs. It's programming people to believe a certain way, and it's wrong. Okay, the Pākehā worldview isn't the Maori worldview. Okay, you've got mostly white people in rest homes now, right? And they're all being looked after by brown people. Are they being culturally sensitive to our people? No, of course they're not. Have we ever demanded that we have to have some kind of special cultural service? No, it's absolutely ridiculous. It goes on to say, what does being committed to and acknowledging Te Tiriti look like in practice across our teams? It means upholding mana identity in every interaction. We show genuine care, well, as if anybody else doesn't. You see, the thing about the Maoris is that all of their phrases and buzzwords are very accusational. So when they're saying that, you know, you have to work with mana and identity in every interaction, Okay, that means if you don't do it, you're not caring for people properly, because us Pākehā, we don't know how to care for people, right? Well, no, we created this nation, and when everybody was being served by us, things were ticking along really well, everybody was happy, and nobody was arguing about the treaty. You don't know, you have to have the final original English document to actually understand that. So how could you possibly be learning anything accurate here? We show genuine care, we listen well, and we communicate in ways that people feel seen and respected. It means putting the person and their well-being first. Well, why wouldn't you? That's what caring for sick people is, isn't it? Or disabled people. Isn't that just generally what it is? Now, you see, they're saying that they have some better way, and that they need to insert their stuff into there to make it all to be truly 100% caring. Because without the Maori way, nobody's being cared for properly. Is that right? But this is condescending, and this is the stuff that I'm pissed off with. It means putting the person and their welfare first. Well, who wouldn't? Do you have to learn Te Tiriti to put people's welfare first? We tailor care to what... Sorry, I can't even read this very well because I can't open it up too far. It cuts off the end of it. It means putting the person and their well-being first. We tailor care to what feels right and communicate in ways that make people feel seen and respected. Well, if they're Pākehā, how are you culturally being sensitive to them when they don't want anything to do with Maori values coming into their care? That they don't need that. That Maori don't have anything more to add. I mean, if it was their people and they wanted to be cared for by Maori, that's just ridiculous. It's apartheid. What about if I said I only want a white nurse? You know, I feel uncomfortable with a Maori nurse because they're running decolonisation programs. Are we going to feel safe having Muslim nurses? I don't know. I mean, I think that we've got more of a valid point to make, considering we're the ones that are being persecuted. We're the ones that are the pariahs, blamed and shamed, defamed and blasphemed. Maybe we should worry about these people looking after us. Did they think about that? Maybe we need to contact Health New Zealand and say, look, this is the Pākehā way to do it. It's just unbelievable, eh? It means putting the person and their well-being first. We take care to what feels right for each person and their whānau. Office teams support this by ensuring our systems, processes and decision making make things easier. So what they're saying is that any other way isn't easy. Any other way than the Maori way is difficult. You see how condescending and accusational they are? They need to layer over the top of all the Pākehā stuff that we created. It's just unbelievable, eh? It means putting the person and their well-being first. We take care to what feels right for each person and their whānau. Office teams support this by ensuring our systems, processes and decision making make things easier. So what they're saying is that any other way isn't easy. Any other way than the Maori way is difficult. You see how condescending and accusational they are? They need to layer over the top of all the Pākehā stuff that we created because they've got the better way apparently. Okay, well I don't think it's a better way. And I don't think most people think it's a better way. Most people are sick and tired of this sort of stuff. And we voted the government in to remove all this, and they said that they were going to remove all these race-based policies and these racial phrases within the system and stuff. Okay, so you're applying for a job, you have to do a treaty workshop, or you have to know Te Reo a little bit, or you have to understand the Maori culture. They were brought into the British culture through the treaty. Okay, we weren't adopted into their culture. They were adopted into ours. Okay, these are our systems. They're not Maori systems. They're not Maori systems. Okay, their voices in there are not making anything better. All it's doing is condescendingly running down the Pākehā. It's a subtle thing. It's a very subtle thing, and you wouldn't notice it unless you were the target. And we notice it and we feel it. It means upholding cultural safety. Okay, so they're bringing the safety thing in. Okay, you're not safe unless you have the Maori way. Okay, so without the Maori way, you're unsafe. That's what it's saying. This is just rotten fruit. I'm sorry, people, but I'm really pissed off about this, eh? This includes pronouncing names correctly, taking time for whakawhanga-tangi, I don't even know how to say, that's a long word. And the rule was, and the treaty chief said, do not mix the languages. Okay, it causes misunderstanding. You are not supposed to mix English with Te Reo. If you want to speak Te Reo, speak Te Reo. If you want to speak English, speak English. Stop removing our English words and replacing it with a language that nobody except 5% understands. It is wrong. Okay? This is the meaning of wrong. Okay? There are right and wrong things in life, and this is one of the wrong things that are happening. It's causing hate, it's causing anger, it's causing division. Okay, what about the person that's from, Africa? Maybe they want to be culturally and sensitively treated in a specific way. No, they wouldn't. All they would care about is somebody that's going to care for basic human needs if they need it. It's got nothing to do with race. Absolutely nothing. And we need to pull this all out. It means upholding cultural safety. This includes pronouncing names correctly, taking time for whatever, establishing relationships, being mindful of personal tikanga, protocols. I mean, I just have no words for this. There's no words in the dictionary to describe this shit. Okay, this sort of thing needs to be debated and discussed between Maori and Pākehā. It's got nothing to do with immigrants. They don't understand. Okay, this is why they're pushing it all through. Because they just don't get it. It means honouring titiriti. And how could anybody do that when they don't even know what it says? They don't know, they can't speak Maori. They don't understand the Te Reo language. So how could you possibly honour something that you don't even understand? And but the Maoris will tell you what it means. Well, no, we don't need you to tell us what it means. Okay, the English people have our English treaty and we want to know where that document is. Because we're sick and tired of going by a sample draft that wasn't the final original. And we're sick and tired of going by the Waitangi Tribunal back translation. Can you imagine if we took the English treaty and we back translated it into another form of Te Reo that said something totally different and meant something totally different? How do you think they would feel about that? That is just something that would never be done, back translating the English treaty. Okay, why would you want to do that? We want our original final English document brought out to the public so we can see it. Okay? We're sick and tired of the occult. We're sick and tired of concealment. We're sick and tired of lies. We're sick and tired of bullying. Because that's the Maori culture. It's a culture of bullying and pressuring people. It's a culture of thievery and lying. That's what it is. They've lied about history. They said we invaded them. Oh, really? So the Christian missionaries were invaders, were they? Were they? They were invaders, were they? No. They brought the Bible. They didn't bring weapons. And even when the settler colonials came, they didn't bring weapons. They brought instruments of industry and tools of farming and agriculture. They never expected to be thrust into a war. And they were thrust into a 3-year war because the Maoris broke the treaty. The Maori rebels broke the treaty over and over and over. And that is a fact, and that's the truth. And we want our voices heard. Okay, if Maoris have got their tea treaty in there, we want our English treaty in there with it. That is what is fair. Okay? This is going to create a storm. Like, the immigrants are just not going to have a sustainable future here if this carries on. Because we're bringing a storm like a boss, us Pākehā. We're sick and tired of being shamed and blamed and having our Western culture dismantled and layered over by Maoris who never had any values and respect for anybody or each other. They were never connected to the land like they say they are now. They sold 92% of it. How could they be connected to what they sell? If they were so connected, they would have said no to the treaty. And then the British would have left. Because that was the Queen's instructions. If you cannot get a treaty out of them, get them to understand, then just walk away and just leave the country to just keep on fighting between each other. Okay, that's what would have happened. I'm sick and tired of immigrants coming here, okay, and being captured by Maori and their story, their one-sided view. It's not right. Okay, we have to correct these injustices. It means honouring Te Tiriti as an ongoing journey. What's this got to do with health? I mean, if people want to learn about Maori stuff, can't they go to Marai's and have some teaching there? Why do they have to insert it into every little space? Why is that? What is wrong with them? What is this deranged disorder where they have to push everything everywhere? It's just wrong. Ongoing journey, and takes all of our people across our team to strengthen and uphold. Well, if you ask these immigrants, right, what exactly they're upholding, they wouldn't be able to tell you. They're just going along with it and complying, and that's why I think they've got the immigrants working everywhere. And not us. We've been pushed out of the job market, of the employment. All the immigrants are running everything, and that's why they've done it. Because they don't know what's going on, and they don't understand, and they don't want Pākehās working in there saying anything against it. All right? That's why. We're the ones that are suppressed and marginalised. We're the ones that don't have a voice. We're the ones that don't get funding and don't have cultural centres. Our cultural centres that we built in our settler halls, they've been taken over by the woke bloke and bloody tribal choke brigade, run by gay people. My community centre, when I rang up about something, it was an Indian man that answered the phone. This is wrong. We want our Pākehā settler halls back. They belong to us. They are our Pākehā maraes, and we deserve to have them back. Let's carry on with this pathetic bullshit. Let's carry on with this pathetic and utter bullshit that we've got here. Equity not journey, and takes all our people across our team to strengthen and hold. Together we can ensure that equity is not just a goal but a reality. Okay, so there it is. It's the accusation again. Okay, that if we're in control of things, there's no equity. Okay, so you have to have Maori there to have equity. I just, honestly, this is the craziest thing, eh? It really is. And not just a goal, but a reality. Complete the Te Tiriti e-learning and win. I mean, this is just as bad as when the COVID jab was going around. All the Maoris got bribed into getting the jab. Okay, but are those iwis now paying for the sickness that is running through everybody because of it? No, they're not. It's people like me, the taxpayer, that are paying the compensation for everything. We're being charged. How do Maoris get their billions? Well, it comes out of the taxpayers' coffers. Doesn't it? It comes out of our money, everybody that's working. Or over the last 50 years, it's been mainly Pākehā working, and we've paid for all of that. We've paid for their maraes. We pay for their refurbishments. You know, it's just, this is not a balanced country anymore. This is racially charged political crap that's being pushed into everywhere. So complete the e-learning and win. To help commemorate Waitangi Day, which is New Zealand Day, it's supposed to be celebrating how the Maoris came into the British culture, not us going into their culture. Okay, they were adopted into ours, not us adopted into them. Okay, they're replacing us and they're turning everything upside down and back to front and inside out, and that's why our country is in the state it's in. Okay, nobody's happy. No one is happy with this. Okay, but the Maoris aren't going to turn it around because they're high-fiving and laughing about it. They're high-fiving and laughing at us. That's what they're doing. And the immigrants have got no idea how we have been persecuted and we're being impacted by it. Nobody's doing a report on it. We don't have Pākehā TV. We don't have journalists running round talking to Pākehā about how we're being disenfranchised and pushed out of the job market, how we're lacking in funding and our kids aren't getting charity because everything's being trucked to the maraes because they're so poor apparently. It's not true. It isn't true. They've got enough. They have way more privileges than we have. We're on the bottom of the list and we're sick of it. We're coming for all this fraud, fake and fiction, by the way, and we're not going to stop until we sledgehammer the bloody lot of it and we get back to normal, stable living without racially, politically charged stuff everywhere in the schools and the health system and the government and the councils. You know, it's just disgusting. This is not a celebration of Waitangi Day. It isn't. This is not how Pākehā want to celebrate New Zealand Day. Okay, it was about what the British did for the Maori. It's not what the Maori did for the British. Okay, it's about the work we did and what we sacrificed. And the preservation. The Maoris go around saying that we tried to scrape away their language. Well, that's a fucking lie. I'm sick and tired of that lie. The Christian missionaries did mammoth works to write the Te Reo language, and all they had was grunts and sounds and clicks. There was a mammoth, amazing work that they did. They translated the Bible. They made a dictionary for them. They preserved their language, and they still add to it all the time, and it's just all made up pidgin English. Okay, there's nothing authentic about it. It's made from the English language. And how dare Maoris go around saying that we tried to exterminate their language? It's an absolute lie, and I'm bloody sick of it. That's why I've started the Pākehā movement. Because we're sick and tired of being shamed and blamed and defamed and blasphemed. And the lies going round and how everybody has to honour Te Tiriti. No, everybody has to honour the English treaty. That's what they have to honour. And until we get that viewed into the public, all these treaty workshops and teaching about it need to stop. You cannot teach anything if you do not have the authentic document. You can't. It's wrong. That's what wrong is. W-R-O-N-G. That is what the meaning of wrong is. Go ahead, complete the Te Tiriti e-learning and win. Commemorating Waitangi Day. Running a competition to tai toko. This is why the treaty chief said not to mix the languages. Okay, because nobody's understanding this shit. They're just throwing Maori words in there, okay, to make it seem like they have something special and better. or they don't. We will support you in your learning journey about Te Tiriti. Go into the draw to win one of $200 Prezi cards. I'm just so angry about what this has done to our wonderful nation that we had and our wonderful relationships we had with each other. And now it's all just hate, anger and racism, and it's against us. We're the ones that are being pushed out. So complete the tiratia Waitangi on the My Skill platform. I don't need to say anything else. I'm just pissed off. Okay, and what I feel, okay, this is what I feel, that I'm carrying all the hurt and the pain and the anger of all the Pākehā people in this country. I feel like I've got it in my heart and in my soul and in my mind. I feel like I've got it in my heart and in my soul and in my mind. That's what I feel. I feel like living as a Pākehā in this country is just so horrible, living as a Pākehā in New Zealand now. You know, it's just, the persecution is just so harmful and it's so hurtful, it's degrading. The decolonisation programs, it's dehumanising us to an ism. You know, what do you think? The immigrants look at us, they don't want to employ us because they don't want to work with us because the Maoris got them there and they have made them racist against us. That's what they've done. And I'm carrying this hurt. I'm carrying the pain. And that's why I've started the Pākehā movement. Because I'm sick and tired of what's being done to our people. Everything that the Maori cry about, that's all been fixed. They've had their settlements, they've been given land back, they've been given apology after apology after apology, and we're sick and tired of it. I'm just going to keep pushing through. I'm going to keep pushing through, and I don't care about the death threats. I don't care about what you say about me. I have a love for my people and I have a love for our country. I want everybody to be happy here like we were. There's no racism in the Pākehā history at all. It's totally the opposite, and we're still giving and we're still giving and we're still giving. And everybody's taking, treating us like shit. And we're sick of it. Okay, and I'm going to take all that anger and all that hurt and all that pain, and I'm just going to put it every day. I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm trying to get a plan together, a step-by-step plan. We need something. We need to go to Parliament like the Maoris did. We need to demand equal rights like the treaty says. We're the other race and the partner of the treaty, Ngāti Wikitoria. We're the forgotten iwi, and we're coming like a storm. We're coming for ya, and we're coming for the fraud and the fake and the fiction and the lies. Expect us.